What is poppin', y'all? It's your boy D-Mark, aka D-Ron. So back with another video. So I'm gonna check out a clip from John Cena on Babyface versus heel. Now, John Cena's heel work so far this year has some of the best heel work that he has done so far during the final year of his retirement. But for like the last couple months or so, I have not been liking like some of the things he has been doing. You know, he's not going to be on TV as much, but he's going to be making some civil quiet appearances here and there when he's wrapping up with his retirement tour and all that stuff. But yeah, man, to me, people are liking this John Cena more than it is with the other John Cena, who was a babyface back then, who was just being forced to do everything. Like, he wanted to be the face of the company. WWE wants to push John Cena and shove it down people's throats and all that stuff, man. But this is a type of John Cena that I said that needs to go here, and this past year they did it. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I am gonna be completely honest here, that John Cena's heel turn, even though it was the best heel turn that he did this year, but it was no need for The Rock and Travis Scott being there just for having John turning heel. That's just my opinion. He should have just turned heel on his own. But yeah, we're gonna get into this video about John on heel versus babyface. So yeah, before we get into all of that, if you haven't already yet, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, follow me on all social medias, because I will be posting every single week. So any further ado, let's get going ahead and get straight into this.
Time I've seen you, you always have a smile on your face. And I've seen you when you had a smile on your face and you were smiling through pain and being dead dog tired. But you have always had a smile on your face. And that's the straight up truth. The schedule is absolutely crazy. It's highly demanding. You paid a lot of damn dues. You are having such an interesting run in the business. It's almost like you're walking on the edge of a razor blade. Sometimes you get into an arena, and I'm watching Monday Night Raw, you have some of the people booing you.
Yeah.
You have some of the people, most of them cheering you. And I always
it depends on the city.
Yeah, it depends on the city, of the percentage of which way it goes.
Oh yeah.
But I always and people once they pay their money for that ticket, they have the right to do exactly what they want to do.
Sure.
That's what they're there for.
Absolutely.
But they all do it, from my opinion, with respect. There's not one person out there, I think, that can watch the program and not have a ton of respect for what you do. But when you go out there and you get that mixed reaction, what's going through your head? Because, from my days in the ring, you're trying to be either a babyface, 100%, or a heel, 100%, love or hate, and you're walking that razor blade each and every single night. Does that mess with your head?
No, not at all. I've been fortunate enough to be surrounded by some good people in this business and getting feedback from you, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Undertaker, even some of the producers, Pat Patterson, Arn Anderson, Vince McMahon himself. I've just been able to look at this product objectively. I take myself out of the equation, and I kind of understand where I am. This is the stuff that I like obsess over. I can't stop thinking about this stuff. I think a lot of the reason the reactions are the way they are is for quite a few years, WWE didn't step up to the plate and correctly build new superstars and correctly provide new main event talent. I often tell people that I'm working with, if they're in the ring and half the fans are cheering me and the other half are booing me, shouldn't you be the one that's mad? Because they're not noticing you at all. And people talk about being a babyface and being a heel. What happens when there's no one?
Right.
And that's honestly the thing. Like, I wish, and right now I'm very excited, not only for stuff like the WWE Network, but I think we are on the cusp of getting a true all-star lineup for the first time in a long time. We have a lot of guys who are, if not making some noise, that are about to make some serious noise. And I think you'll see that go away. And I'm objectively looking at it.
Right.
Because when you have one dude and you're trying to make superstars off of that dude, a majority of the audience just recognizes that one guy.
Right.
And that's why when you have a feud with Daniel Bryan or a feud with The Rock, you don't hear the "Let's go Cena sucks" as much. It's cheer for one guy, boo the other guy.
Right.
But when it's
yeah, man, because it's mostly when John Cena, when he first turned heel this year, and on an episode on Raw, he was nothing but getting nuclear heat in that crowd. That crowd was going erupted on John Cena. It was a bit of let's go Cena, Cena sucks, and people was booing, and mostly people was just cheering because everything that John Cena said in that promo segment that night on an episode of Raw, like he was telling every single thing that he was saying. He was speaking the truth about everything. It's not like somebody just go up, like some of the backstage producers just didn't tell him to give him a script and just read what he's gonna say. Like no, like John just went out there. He just went out there to the ring and just said things that none of us did not even believe that he was gonna say, but. Everything that John was saying on Raw that night, back in March, was the truth. He was speaking the truth, and he's going to stand by with it. So nothing you can do or say is not going to change his mind about everything. But I will say this, since John Cena mostly is going to turn back he's going to turn back as a babyface this past year. So I honestly do not know who anybody else that John's gonna mostly feud with. Most likely, I mean, he already feuded with Cody, which that's gonna happen again. CM Punk, Randy Orton. I will say R-Truth, but not really, but I guess so. But I don't know who John Cena's gonna face. Probably anybody. I don't know. He already faces like CM Punk and Randy Orton. Plus. I don't know. I don't know who's the last people he's going to be faced with, but I'm going to have to see what happens of who the opponents are going to be for his final match. So I'm going to have to see about that. But yeah, going back with John Cena saying to me, I mean he is like, because like when John was like a babyface, it was kind of mostly like WWE was like forcing John Cena to just go out there and just be downrange fans, and none of those fans back at that time really did not want to see like John Cena, as a top guy because he won like so many championships, and it's like they just like WWE wants John to just hog out the spotlight and taking somebody else's space, somebody else's spot, like they never got a chance of. So it makes sense of why people hate John Cena so much back then during his time as a babyface, because like WWE, like I said, because they just wanted to just push John Cena as like this big face, of WWE, and that's the thing that underneath Vince McMahon, because that was what they were trying to do at that time. But during this John Cena's heel run right now, nobody's not forcing him to do nothing. All that John Cena is being exactly who he is, and that's like the same, and he's being himself like. Just like anybody should be. Like being himself, not giving no scripted promos, not going out there and saying some corny jokes or some phony or whatever. He's going to go out there and say, no, he's just cutting out some really good promos. And I've been enjoying them, and I've been liking of what John Cena is bringing us that is so truthful and being so honest about everything that he is just coming out and just speaking on how he feels throughout the last 20 years of his career. So I'm liking how he's doing all that. Yeah, man. I'm glad that he's coming out and saying how he feels about it. So, yeah.
It's a one-man party out there oftentimes.
Right.
The crowd is attached to the one man.
Right. We've had conversations in the past. It's great to be hot. It's great to be hot, but you need somebody to dance with. It's all about the dance part.
And, I mean, it's not that what we have isn't good.
No.
I mean, I could waste 4 hours talking about the state of the business. Setbacks. I think guys can't overcome. I think we have a locker room full of very, very talented superstars, but I also think we have a locker room full of superstars that are fearful for their employment and are not willing to take that one step, that Austin 316 whipped your ass, or that put a hat on backwards and a chain around your neck when no one else is doing it.
Go out on a limb.
Go out on a limb.
I feel sometimes when I come back every now and then and just kind of observe what's going on, and I'm on the building here a little bit. I know a lot of guys are walking on eggshells, because there is no other place to go. There is no alternative.
Yeah.
Can you go to the indie scene? Yes, you can. And I say this with all due respect to anybody on the indie scene, living their dream, doing their thing, having fun. When you're this when you're at the level that you're at, there is no indie scene.
No.
It's this or nothing. And for these new cats coming up, it's great to get noticed on the indie scene, but this is where you want to be. With only one game in town. Yeah, you want to play for the Yankees. But with only one game in town, I agree with you. I just think people are afraid to go out on a limb and take a chance. And like you said, to your point, the 316, the hat, the backwards, the chain.
Just take a chance. And everyone thinks, critics especially, because critics just criticize. Everyone thinks that I was just handed the key to the city.
You were not.
People have to remember, I wasn't anybody's first choice. If you're looking at a bench of people, I'm last on the bench. And it was an extraordinary set of circumstances with the entire WWE roster that I even got a chance. And I knew that. I wasn't blind to what was going on. So what did I do with that chance? I made the most out of it. And I took risk after risk after risk. Countless weeks in a row, I was told by producers and Vince himself that I would be fired if I kept taking those chances.
Right.
But the one thing remained the same. I would go out there and the audience would relate.
Right.
And
yeah, and just like I said just now, I mean, with John, John can definitely just do a lot of things with him. Just if Vince McMahon was not in charge around that time, things would have been so much better. If Vince wasn't around, forcing people to do this or do that, like let these people in the company just become who they really want to be. Just don't just shove them in their faces and expect people to like you or people to hate you, because nowadays in wrestling in the modern day, because that doesn't work like that. Let these people with the new wrestlers that's starting to come in, like what Stone Cold said, when he came up with the whole Austin 316 character being the most badass character that you could ever see, and Stone Cold just did not give a shit about nothing. He didn't give a damn about, if anybody that did not like to be told what to do, it was Stone Cold. If you put Stone Cold, The Undertaker, or a couple other people on that list that did not give a damn about listening authority or what the boss had to tell you to do something that you didn't want to do, Stone Cold was that person that just did not give a damn about who you say or what you can do to tell me to do this, do that. To me, Stone Cold, he did not like to be told what to do. Nobody. Some people, now, most people do not like to be told what to do. I don't like to be told what to do if my boss tells me to do this or do that. But at the same time, I still have to, because I still have to keep my job. Here, Stone Cold was just, he just did not give a single damn. He just did not give a damn of what you say to him. He didn't want to be told by anybody. The man himself can just be anybody. He's not a fucking robot. He's not, Stone Cold was just never like somebody's robot. Type thing. Yeah. But, yeah, man, it was really a crazy time how Vince was just taking advantage of people, and then all of a sudden they was just forced just to do the job that Vince is being told them to do them. And in some cases, they didn't like the idea, and sometimes they don't. And sometimes they ended up getting fired on the spot, or most likely get fired on TV. And none of the times it don't really happen on TV a lot now, since sometimes it may happen when a wrestler gets fired on TV on the spot, and it happens on off camera, on live. And it happens the next day or something, and the news comes out that a wrestler got fired from WWE for not doing this. So yeah, it's one of those things that, if you didn't do the job like your boss tell you to do, you will get fired on the spot. You are going to get fired. You're not going to do those things. So keep in mind that.
In a business sense, where you're in the business of entertainment, it's opinionative. It's like floor gymnastics. I scored a 10. You scored an 8. Why? Because I like this. Yeah, exactly. But the one constant is noise. And if you go out there to noise, then you're doing okay. And the thing that I don't get mad a lot nowadays. The only thing that really frustrates me is when I see a guy with all the tools, or next to all the tools, who is just afraid to take that leap of faith. Because if you believe in yourself enough, and the best advice I got on psychology of WWE in general was from Shawn Michaels. And he said, if it's really loud, or if they're really loud, it was really good.
Right.
And that's it. And a lot of stuff, you can looking back at what people say, like work rate or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, if they're really loud, it was good, because our job is to make the audience loud and make everything exciting and make everything heartfelt. And I think that's where the polarization of John Cena comes from. People know they're getting me.
Right.
I speak from the heart. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. You're getting me, no BS. Just like they were getting you. They got Steve Austin. When Stone Cold went down that ramp, there wasn't a second you didn't believe you were Stone Cold Steve Austin. And as a fan, that's what I can relate to, and that's why I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. You know, and that's why I can keep a smile on my face, because I love what I'll do, and I'll be the guy who I'm gonna play along with the plan.
Right.
But when you want me to do something, have some faith in me as a professional that I'm gonna go out and do it my way.
Right. Well, before I go to
like, let me go out there and just have a faith of mine of what I can bring to the table. Let me just show you my personality of what I can bring to you, the fans, the producers backstage, all the talent backstage. Let me show you what I can do that nobody never seen.
Royal Rumble match with you and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
How much creative input do you have in everything that you're doing right now? Because I would imagine they're going to brush up by you, but you're carrying a pretty big stick right now.
Oddly enough, you hear these stories about guys planning their own future or whatever. I'm not really good at quote unquote booking stuff. I don't understand that. I don't want to say it doesn't interest me, but I'm good with, hey, we have this for you. Okay, I'm going to take this. I'm going to try to make it great.
I would say I was kind of in the same boat with you. I'm kind of, okay, give me that steak, and then let me put a little salt and pepper on it. That's probably what I was best suited for.
And that's actually, it's helped me in a way, because I never look forward to this or hang my hat on, well, I got this great idea and they didn't use it. So many guys are like, they didn't use my idea.
Right.
They just don't do that. You have to be able to take the steak that they give you, even if it's Waffle House stand, and make it taste good.
Right.
You know, so I get excited about working with new guys or giving new guys an opportunity. There's also so many people out there that will say, oh, you know, he's just hogging the spotlight. He won't even give anybody a chance. I can give you a list as long as the Constitution. And please, you know, like, let's do this. I think this guy has potential. Let's go with it. And that started back in Albany with Edge when we did the Elimination Chamber. He won his first championship. Every single person who had a thought on that told me not to do it.
Right.
But I thought it was going to be great.
Right. Hey, let's talk about the Royal Rumble match with Randy Orton just a couple of weeks ago as we speak. It was very interesting. Honestly,
I loved it.
I'm still in the business. I mean, I'm out of the business, but I'm in it.
And anytime you can say something's interesting after seeing what you've seen, that's good.
But, you know, you guys, I think it's a matchup that they've seen a lot. And all of a sudden, you know, maybe they wanted a little bit more Daniel Bryan or whatever. You know, he's heading into the Royal Rumble. And so there you are, the top guy with another top guy. Two premier hands, and the audience is going absolutely crazy with the cat calls of different names, and then you guys in there trying to tell your story. Man, I don't hear very well, but you put me in a squared circle, it's 20 by 20, I can hear a mouse fart way up there at row 100. Yeah. And so when you're in there, you do something to elicit a response. Based on that response, you proceed accordingly. Sure. All of a sudden, when that crowd's not giving you that feedback, what was going through your mind? I mean, I know you've been there way more times than I have. So what's going through your mind when something like this is happening?
Debatable, but oftentimes you find in certain cities, certain circumstances, certain audiences, the audience after WrestleMania, the day after WrestleMania, anytime, sometimes we go to Toronto, sometimes we go to Montreal, an audience for the Royal Rumble. It is the most diehard WWE collection of the universe that we get.
Right.
And amazingly enough, disinterest is silence. It's absolute silence.
Right.
When you see people walking up to the concourse to go get nachos and a beer, that's when you got to reevaluate yourself as a professional.
Right.
But if they're just blatantly cat call after cat call after cat call, a lot of the nights, I've often said this, the WWE Universe is our biggest superstar. Because if you film our show in an empty arena, it's not as exciting.
Right.
But with all that chaos going back in the crowd, and our audience likes to be involved, like chants can spread like wildfire.
Right.
So if you get a group of 1,000 that starts chanting one thing, pretty soon the whole arena is going to chant. And as a professional, when all those chants have nothing to do with you, I even think there was a "We Want Divas" chant or an "End This Match" chant. But through all that, through the 30-minute cat call episode that we had, there were undeniable moments where people regained interest in what we were doing.
Right.
And in those circumstances where the audience wants to be the star of the show, it's best to just let them be the star of the show.
Right.
Yeah, let them be the star.
I mean, I wish I could have a magic hat and produce Daniel Bryan to whip both of our asses and save the day. But the company has a plan. That wasn't on the plan that night. And so it's Randy and I out there doing the best we can to give the audience what they want. And when they completely just don't want to see you and see another guy, at least they're telling you they don't want to see you. It's not, well, let's go get a t-shirt.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. I always, years of dealing with the mixed response has kind of ingrained that in my head. The one time you really need to be worried is when they go up and get a t-shirt.
Oh, man. Well, this was a great talk right here from John. And, I can respect for people like John, for putting the work in over the last 20 years since being WWE. And, there was a couple of times that I heard in recent articles I read that John was somewhat getting this close of being fired by WWE years ago, when he debuted in 2002, I believe. And with the whole change, he had to have a new whole character change with everything. But when he came with the whole Thuganomics gimmick, that shit just was people was liking that about John Cena. And I feel like, to me, with John Cena being this heel as he is, I could have wished that they would have that John would have just had like a new whole, character change with everything with acting in Hollywood and all that stuff. I thought all of that was going to change, when he turned heel, but they're not going to change the way he is. I mean, the John Cena you all been seeing for a long time is the John Cena that's always be wearing different t-shirts, wearing shorts, and not only shorts, but people just call it the jorts. People just call it the jorts. But yeah, man, it's the John Cena look that y'all been seeing for a very long time. And in the theme music too, even though I love the theme song of his, but something's gonna change there. And I do like, how John point out some things about, fans, or, if you're like an uprising star and you're trying to like pursue a career and you step in the ring and then the first time you're in there and your performance is not good enough and you thought in your mind that, it was good to be in a ring filled with how many people was coming in attendance, but then at the same time, it's just my performance is just like, I feel like I could have done better. I feel like I could have done this or that, but, that's why it's important for people, for uprising talent to do these things. You need to get better working on productive and most likely get a coach, for if you want to get better at your mic skills, because I want to be a big talker on my own. For example, I wanted to be a talker, I want to have like big dreams of becoming a WWE wrestler and be the best I can be, but I'm not getting no reaction to the crowd, so the only thing I need to change is about me, is like working on my wrestling moves better and get better promo, getting better microphone on the mic to get people to get behind me. And that's the things that you have to do when you are a professional wrestler. It ain't just going in the ring and just wrestling. It's always about how you put your best foot effort of being a good talker on the mic, because there are a lot of wrestlers for right now has been the best talkers, like John Cena, Stone Cold, CM Punk, MJF, Cody. I could definitely put Cody on this list, but people may say that Cody's promos are scripted and all of that stuff, but whatever. But I'm not gonna say Cody's promos are scripted, but it's kind of like being forced of the things that he's going out there and say. That I can agree that some fans may dislike about his promos. But anyways, man. John definitely bring up some great points here about fans getting endorsed by wrestlers, and that's mostly what you are there to see. See new talent, get behind them. Like how many merchandise can they buy off of you and make some money out of it? And those are the type of things that you're probably not gonna get, but in some cases you're going to have to try. It doesn't matter how much you try, you still gotta try. But yeah, man, this was definitely a good talk about John Cena and everything else. And I do want to. I almost forgot about this too. Like, John. I did see a post about John about how the heel run is not working and all this other stuff because people are still cheering for him because he's still a heel. And you know what? I can agree because when somebody turns heel, I mean, people are still going to chill regardless. I mean, they're still going to, you're going to get some boos and you're still going to get massive cheer from them, even as a heel. So I can definitely understand why, the heel run was not working for John right now, but I'm pretty sure at SummerSlam that when John loses the WWE title, he is going to turn back as a babyface, and that's going to happen. So, yeah, man, that's it for my video, man. Y'all let me know what's your thoughts about this, and follow me all social medias down below. I'll be back with another video, y'all. Peace.
My moment to shine, this is my type of flight. I've been grinding forever just for this very night. I've been pushing for many moments like this. This time it's undervalued and no one ever could.